Lag Game Club.
Welcome to the Nerd Lag Game Club podcast, the podcast where we play games instead of reading books. I'm Corey, and I'm joined with 3 party members today? Question mark?
Yeah.
Lauren.
3 other party members.
Hi.
Tonsa.
Yo.
And Dan Boy.
Hello.
In this episode of the Game Club, we're battling to the beat and playing 2019's Cadence of Hyrule. Cadence of Hyrule was developed by Brace Yourself Games and was published by Nintendo. If you didn't know, Cadence of Hyrule is a spin-off of Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've never played that game, but we played this one. Before we get any further into Cadence of Hyrule, I want to give the spoiler warning, and I would recommend playing this game before listening to this episode. This was our game for May and was Lauren's pick, but I'm going to give a brief summary of the story for Cadence of Hyrule. To keep it short and simple, Cadence, which is the main character from Crypt of the Necrodancer, mysteriously shows up in Hyrule by the power of the Triforce and wakes up Link and Zelda. She then goes off to try to find her own way home, and you can either play as Link or Zelda and travel across Hyrule to defeat Octavio's 4 champions, which they're all possessed by instruments, apparently. This turns into a change of events, and your big old buddy pal Ganon shows up at the end.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's like the weirdest thing, because like, even after beating the game, I'm like, what story was this?
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it was. It's pretty simple. Each episode, we break up the main points of the game between us. So starting with gameplay and mechanics, Tonsa is going to tell us all about it for Cadence of Hyrule.
Okay, like we said, it's a rhythm-based game where movements and attacks fall along the beat. Each of the 3 characters, eventually down the road, you'll unlock Cadence as a playable character. Has different abilities like catered to them, like shield for Link, the reflection diamond thing. I don't know what her ability would be.
I didn't use her, so I have no idea what
Zelda. It's the same thing like she does in like Smash Brothers, like her block, like that little diamond thing.
Yeah, it's like a reflector of some sort.
Yeah. So like she has that, and Cadence has something to do with a shovel. I didn't play as Cadence, so I don't know. And then each there's multiple weapons. I think there's 5. There's dagger, broadsword, a gale, rapier, and spear, and they all have variants to them. And then you have all the fun stuff from from Zelda, like bombs, arrows, and the trusty boomerang. And the region of the maps are procedurally generated, so each of us had a different seed going in, and so everything was. Everybody did everything in a different order, in different locations, different spots.
Experience different things.
Yeah. Struggled more than others.
What was the weapon that had like the spike ball at the end?
The Gale?
Is that what that was called?
I think that's what I think that's what they're called.
I'm not sure. I got that so late.
I used one for a while.
But yeah, as you mentioned, you move to the rhythm. At the bottom of the screen, there's like a Triforce, and you have to time your movements to like the rectangles. It's kind of almost like a Guitar Hero, where it kind of moves onto the screen, and as long as you time it, you can move quickly. You can chain combos. It's a huge portion of the gameplay. But I don't know how much it actually goes to a beat, more to just a tempo.
I don't know. I've been trying to figure out the whole time.
Do you think it went to
I'm
a beat,
also
guys?
musically impaired. I think it went to BPM, just tempo.
I mean, I feel like tempo would probably be the better way to describe it, but I don't know, because whenever you think of music, you think of like the music going in like a certain beat, like beats per minute, and that's kind of what it's based off of.
Yeah, because at first I was trying to match it to like the song that was playing, and I'm like, this is not the same.
It's not that, no.
Because I mean, there would be like the little panels like on the ground you could step on, and they could either speed down the tempo or speed it up, and then you'd kind of be able to go faster or slower depending upon whichever one you step on.
The
Yeah, and then
speeding
there's
up the
confusion.
tempo made it so much easier.
Yeah. If the
Yeah.
game wasn't double speed, I would have I would have probably not struggled.
Anything about gameplay, Lauren, that you wanted to mention?
Nope, you guys got it.
What
All right.
weapons did you guys use?
The spear,
Just the
basically the
spear.
whole
The
time.
the normal spear? Did you use like switch to the one that like does like life steal and stuff?
No, I did end up upgrading it with like titanium, so it did
2 damage.
twice the damage, yeah, and twice the range or whatever it was.
Oh, twice the range is crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
I started with a short sword that I added poison to, and then probably about 2 hours in, I switched to a long sword or like the broadsword, and then I used that until I got the weapon like right before Hyrule Castle, or like as you get there, basically, that you can unlock, and then I used that for the rest of the game.
Like the Rapier?
No, what Dan said he used it too. Do you remember what that was called?
I'm pretty sure it was just like two-handed sword, like it was in that category.
Oh,
Like
I
a
used
there-
that with Link too once I got it.
I didn't get no two-handed sword.
Yeah.
I only had one the whole
Well,
time.
there's-
It was an obsidian
There
one.
was, I think, 2 of them that you could get in the game, and the one I don't know where you get it, but it's just like a base one, and then that one on top of Hyrule you would grab it and it would do like 2 damage. It was called something special, like it had a special name to it.
It did really good damage, and you could keep your distance, so that's why I used it later
yeah.
on.
Did you guys all play as like Link? Am I the only one that played as Zelda?
Played as Link for most of the game up until I hit Hyrule Castle. Then I
Wow.
kind of played half and half. A lot of that I played as Zelda once I got there.
I basically played only as Zelda.
Once I
Oh,
unlocked
but-
Cadence, I started using her.
I played as Link for 97% of the game, and then I played as Skull Kid for 10 seconds, and then Zelda for the Octavio boss fight, and that was it.
Oh, did you buy like the DLC to play as Skull Kid?
No,
it
I
comes
just
with the DLC.
you must
Oh.
What?
Your guys'
The physical one did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I just like randomly unlocked him, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay, and then I just was like, I ran like one square with him, and then I was like, and then I went back to Link. But all right, so next up is the art section, and this is Lauren. So how about you tell us about the art for Cadence of Hyrule?
The art style is described as pixel art, which sounds weird to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, because when I think of pixel art, I think of like 8-bit, but it's not. It's 2D. I've seen people saying they like this art style better than the new Link's Awakening, and they wished it had the same art style, which I thought was interesting, because I really liked Link's Awakening art. So that was interesting to see. Apparently not all the releases of the physical copy had artwork inside of the case, and a lot of people were really upset about it, I guess. North America is one of the only ones that got that. Everyone else has a white just sheet there.
That would suck.
Yeah, so I've seen people posting like, "Oh, I'm so glad I got the North American copy because it actually has artwork." So I guess it was like a hot topic when the game came out. I don't know. That's what I just seen, anyways.
To be fair, I didn't even know that there was like artwork on the back.
I honestly opened the case, grabbed the game out, and closed it, so I didn't notice either.
I like
probably
the art in this game, so I would have probably appreciated it if I had the option, you know.
Because you
there's 8. Go ahead.
Tonsa and Dan, you guys bought it digitally.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you guys had bought it physically. I know that me and Lauren both have it physically.
There's 8 people listed as the artists for the game. A few of them are only known for this game, but there was a couple that did stand out. So Paul Veer is the lead artist for Brace Yourself Games, and there was another independent artist and his name says like Mitio. They both worked on Sonic Mania doing the art, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was kind of interesting. And there's a Makoto Goto. He's listed as additional crew, visual effects, and animation department. He's also known for AI, the Somnium Files, Final Fantasy 13, and also did visual effects for Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Hmm.
And then
He's got a portfolio, huh?
the next person, their name, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, but Kaoru Hasegawa. He's known for Cadence of Hyrule, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's Blue and Red Rescue Team, Gates to Infinity, and Super Mystery Dungeon.
The original Mystery Dungeon, right?
Yeah, and the newest one. So I thought that was pretty cool. Those are the ones that like stood out.
I mean, you look at like a small. Well, I mean, I guess after Crypto the Necro Dancer kind of took off. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously enough to be partnered with Nintendo to do something, but like to still keep it a relatively small team, and they all have like a distinct like background in like kind of niche games. It was cool.
Yeah, it seems like Pokemon obviously pretty big, but it's not the main Pokemon games. It's like
Yeah,
the
it's like the
spin-off
niche
ones.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the games that are. I would say Mystery Dungeons is like on the level of like kind of how these games are set up to be.
Right.
Mystery Dungeon is like a true RPG.
Definitely. Well, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I to go back like for a half a second, I would say that I would prefer Link's Awakening's art, like
Me
them all
too.
like claymation almost look, than
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, there's an actual name for it, and I don't remember what it is, but once it came out, I was talking to Dave when we worked together, and I was like, oh, this art style looks really cool. And he was showing me how it's like a big thing right now that, like, blur the outside with just almost like a zoomed in, like in the center. I love the art of that. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, from watching what you've played of it and just what I've seen online, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think this game looked really good though. It's very
yeah,
like visually
sure.
popping.
For sure. I think it looks really good.
Like everything's like super vibrant. Like blue is blue. Like
For sure.
no dull colors here.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, all right. So Dan, you're up next. How about you tell us about the sound design and music?
So for the music in this game, it's basically just your normal like Legend of Zelda sounds, like songs, but remixed a little bit to kind of fit kind of the whole
A game.
move into a beat kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's 25 songs. Several of them are normal just Zelda songs. Some of them are just original songs composed for it. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. So the tricky thing about the whole talking about the music thing, the DLCs for the game comes with additional songs. I don't know exactly how those ones fit in, if they're just randomly placed or if they're in like certain areas. I didn't have any of them because I didn't have the DLC, but Lauren and Corey, you guys had like the physical, which comes with all the DLC. So you guys might have heard different songs that I didn't hear or Tonsa didn't hear. The game was nominated for awards based on the soundtracks. Like 2019 Golden Joystick Awards, it was nominated for Best Audio. Same with Nintendo Game of the Year is nominated for. At the Game Awards 2019, it was nominated for the Best Score / Music. The NAVGTR Awards, it won for Game Music or Performance Based. And it also won the 18th Annual GANG Awards for People's Choice, I guess.
Yes. Cool.
So it kind of kind of had some pretty good reception based on the music and everything, which I feel like is pretty important for a game based on rhythm and the music.
Sure.
Yeah, I also think it's like Nintendo music. I mentioned I was playing this game to the one kid at work, and he did the music and like was telling me about it, and I was like, "That's weird."
Yeah, I mean, the Zelda franchise has like some of the most iconic songs. Because they've just been the same for like ever. I will say that the one thing that this game has triggered for me is that one day at work I was listening to like Zelda like lo-fi beats, and I don't know if this game influenced that, but then I was like, I want to listen to those, and
It probably snuck in there.
yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing at work, just listening to like Zelda like lo-fi beats. But yeah, overall, I think the sound design and music is catchy in the song if you like, can calm down for 10 seconds and actually listen to it.
For sure.
So we're going to open up the floor and kind of just talk about the things that made an impact for us. I do want to start this because it kind of relates to what we're talking about. You said the DLC music was added. Did you guys have the Deku Village in your guys' game, or was that a later addition?
No, I did not.
Deku Village.
There was like a whole part you
Yeah.
could like teleport to. It had like the Deku Village, and there was like its own like little like map that you could fill in.
Oh no,
No.
that would probably be with the Skull Kids like DLC,
Yeah.
because he had like his own with his own like story and missions and everything.
So I'm assuming like that was a good chunk of music in there. I would assume that they used different music in the DLC portions, but that was pretty cool. I did like that it was just kind of its own thing and it was optional, but it was pretty cool. Like the Deku Village, the first thing I immediately think of is Majora's Mask,
Yep.
which is a really underrated Zelda game that is like really difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but it kind of just instantly nostalgia for Majora's Mask when I got to that section. So that's like kind of the first thing that made an impact for me. To be upfront, for the most part with me, I did not enjoy a good chunk of this game. Not that I think it's bad, it's just kind of not for me.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue. I don't think this is for me as well.
Um, when I
I mean,
play RPGs just in general, I like to just touch everything, collect everything, and having to go back through like areas and like having to move all slow when I'm just trying to cut through, kind of annoying.
yeah, the movement becomes a thing. Jason kind of put it to me the best when he was talking about like the reason like he's never played it after a while is just that you are always like it's a game you can't just play. Like you have to be always kind of thinking about something or doing. You couldn't just like move around freely because I mean that's why I get punished a lot in this game because I'm just going against the beat.
Yeah, especially like later on, if you're like trying to just lay down a bomb and you mistime the beat, you don't lay the bomb down and then you just take an absolute beating.
Yep, all the time. Or you put it down next to the shopkeep, and then he attacks you.
That happened to me too.
Yeah,
There was like an achievement for killing the shopkeep, and I kept trying to go for it, and I just kept getting my butt kicked.
Oh my god, I killed him. You know what happens? The next time you go back to him,
Oh
he
no.
kills you. Yeah, he immediately attacks you.
Oh, great. So it wouldn't even be worth it.
No, you get a coupon that's supposed to like discount the shop items, but he immediately tried to kill me. Well, he did kill me. But I was like, oh, whoa, why are you attacking me?
Yeah, I didn't even know you could attack him.
I
Yeah.
did it on accident.
If you blow up like the shop room, even the walls, it gives you rupees.
Yeah.
That I had happen, but I didn't realize that you could actually damage him.
Yep.
Can you also damage the other characters, like the witch that sells you stuff, or any other?
Well, not the
Question,
fairy because I don't think they. Maybe if you put a bomb behind them, But I was like, the fairy and stuff, you can't because it just immediately goes into a dialogue. But I didn't try to kill people, so.
Same.
I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know that was even a thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, how about you, Lauren? How about you go? What made an impact for you?
I don't know about made an impact, like, in particular, but I'm not a huge fan of roguelikes. It's just they punish you a lot, and that's a little stressful for me. But I like action adventure games. I've never played a rhythm game, so I
Like
enjoyed the
Just
music.
Dance.
Okay, besides Just Dance, I've never played a rhythm game, but I enjoyed the music a lot. Honestly, there was a point where I turned on like the fixed beat mode because you can just run normal. Like everything moves and shifts, but you could just keep running.
Oh, I should have did that.
Yeah, so it made it way less stressful trying to run through an area that you've already been through. So I thought that was a good addition for, like I said, if you've already been through that area and you want to run through it real fast, you don't have to deal with it.
I
I liked
think
the art style. I liked being able to have the choice of what weapons I used. Like to be able to pick which characters I used. I like that they in the final battle they make you switch between Link and Zelda based on like the rhythm that's going. I thought that was really cool.
that's so frustrating.
Nah, that Ganon fight or that was Octavia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Octavia.
Octavio.
That battle stressed me out till I figured it out, and then I was like, "Oh my god, it's not that bad."
The fucking spider thing gave me the hardest, besides that, than going to the Ganon fight. Going to the Ganon fight pissed me off to the point where I was getting real mad.
Yeah, when I was
Boss
trying to
fights,
get to
I felt like
Ganon,
they're
oh,
pretty
I was
easy.
so mad.
Yeah,
I was
the one that Tons is talking about is one of the champions, and it is the
The
Goma
Morocco.
Rakas.
Oh
Fucking
god.
hated that thing.
Goma.
yeah.
He was the hardest. He was for me the hardest boss I've versed in the entire game.
So how I think we should go around. What order did you guys fight the champions in?
Oh.
Do you remember?
Temple of Storms, the fucking water one, and then the stone or whatever, the magma, and then the swamp. That was my order.
So I did Lake Hylia, then I don't know if that's the Gerudo runes, which is the lava one. Then the Lost Woods with Gomarakas, and then I did the Storm one last.
It's the same exact order I did them in.
Yeah, I the champions I felt were super easy. I didn't die to them ever. I always died to things leading up to the champions because they're
Yeah.
just annoying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of this game I like enjoyed for a while, but then the more I played, the more I was like, I just want this to be over or not have to go like if I died or I needed like because a lot of my things I never had like armor or like diamonds on me at certain points. I just keep trying the boss like that. Well, the spider boss is the only that was when my death started racking up. It wasn't bad till then. In the beginning was bad because I mainly killed myself with bombs. So it was just hit the wrong button or just like not knowing. Like Zelda has like an ability where you hit like LT like left bumper. And I would accidentally hit it because of the way I was laying in bed, and it would just blow me up, or take me down to like 2 star or 2 hearts. Yeah.
Did you guys fill out your inventory?
No.
No.
I had
What do you mean exactly?
So on that second page where like your boomerang, your hook shot,
Yeah.
I had so many empty spaces still when I finished this.
Yeah. Same. Well,
Yes, I believe there's still empty spaces.
I never found the flippers.
Yeah, I never found those. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can buy them, but then I was looking at all the shops and I couldn't find them, so I was like, maybe you don't buy them.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like to the game that I just kind of like because you go unlock those like charms and it like shows
Yeah.
you where like things are. Like, have you been there? And it's like you never beat this mini boss or got the treasure there. And I was like, so I went there and it's like I did all of this and it's still showing up there.
Well, the treasure chest would show back up every time you died.
Well, like the mini boss wouldn't though. I don't think.
It shouldn't have. But yeah, I didn't grab like any of the extra stuff. The charms is what made me progress quickly, though. Like once I started finding the charms of like where the dungeons were, where the mini bosses were, like then I was able to start cruising through this game because I was like, now I know where I'm supposed to go.
I cruised through the first like 3 temples and stuff, and cruised right to like two like really far, and then hit like a wall so hard. Like just needing stuff and like not having like other weapons because I just used the spear for a long time.
That broadsword, that's where it's at. Did you guys know? This kind of transitions to the next one too, but we'll just do it now. How long it took you to beat it? How many steps you took, and how many deaths you had?
Yeah,
I also know.
Oh, I don't know about deaths.
I can tell you, Dan. I took a
Dude.
picture of the leaderboard, which makes sense why Corey and Lauren aren't
okay.
on our leaderboard because they would have been playing a different version of the game.
That's how that works, but okay.
So I'm assuming
I know like the time it took me to beat in the step count, but at the like, whenever you beat the game, it doesn't tell you how many deaths. It's just runtime step count and then your seed.
I could tell you. Dan go, then I'll go because then we could compare.
All right, so my runtime it was 5.5 hours, and step count was 33,000 steps.
Nice. And then your deaths is 62.
Hell yeah!
Damn.
And then this is where mine gets real bad. My step count is 51,398. My time to beat is 7 hours, 55 minutes, and 36 seconds.
Damn.
My game overs is 122.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
I jumped. I was telling Corey I beat the spider dude after bitching about it at like 51 deaths. Because I told Corey I was like, oh, I'm catching up to Dan because I seen your leaderboard already. I died so many times last night, and then I got on this morning. I beat got to Gan and beat him within 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
I was just so frustrated. I think I just made it worse on myself.
So my time was 5 hours 18 minutes. I took 41,020 steps, and I only had 40 game overs. So I feel like an absolute pro compared to you guys.
That's kind of surprising because, like, you had more steps than me, but less time.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I must have just traveled around more.
I also don't know how
Yeah.
the DLC and stuff, like, if it makes the game different at all.
I wouldn't imagine.
I don't know.
Like, he's also like walking around like in a different area because he had more to explore and stuff. So I don't know.
Lauren, do you know any of yours?
Oh, also I beat my game with 3% battery left.
Oh my God! Why?
Because I didn't charge it, and then I came downstairs, brought it with me, and it just like I started playing it. Then I was cooking, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll get to it after I cooked." And when I came back, it was like I didn't look, and then it flashed like 9% before like as soon as I got the Ganon, I was like, "I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you," which I beat him in one try too.
I had the same issue. I literally beat Ganon, and my Switch went, going to sleep, charge now, and the screen went black. I literally went, fuck, oh, fudge, and I ran up the stairs and was like, no, and I plugged it in.
Did you just censor yourself after we say like fuck and shit all the time? Fuck!
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah,
fudge!
it's just fudge.
Alright, let's see. It doesn't tell me how many deaths I have. What do you mean?
Should tell you, hit continue. Should tell you, like
It
when you
should
pick
like
your
when
save.
you go to your like save file.
did go to my save file.
And it should say like game. It should be like playtime,
Yeah, there's
steps, and then game overs underneath.
Nope. Does
Is it
not.
one of those things because she turned on the fixed beat mode? It like considers it like an easy mode, so it won't show it now.
Oh, I don't know. So what was your
Maybe.
What's your playtime and steps then?
Okay, so runtime. Let me explain after I tell you that
Oh,
it's
no.
9.5 hours. I left my game on while I was making myself food, eating, scrolling on my phone for a break. So I would say it's about 8.
Then how many steps?
Oh, game overs just popped up. Okay. Steps, I had 51,042. And game overs, 81.
Man, I am a pro. I am pro gamer in this episode.
Yay, Corey.
Yay, me.
Pro gamer.
And like 10 of those deaths was the Octavio fight because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Oh, I probably died to Octavio 25 times at least.
I died to Ganon a bunch because I told Corey this. At the end there, you have to, like, it shows, like, the Triforce, and you have to get, like, each person to, like, stand on a part of it. I thought I had to organize them into that shape and then walk onto it all at once. So I kept trying to do that, and then I would die. And then I'd go back, I would try the same exact thing, and then die, and then just kept doing it over and over and over and over and over.
I thought that's how it was gonna be. Like when I was first doing it, and I just walked and it like took Link away, and I was like, okay, or Zelda away, and I was like, okay, I don't have to do what I don't have. It's way that boss fight. Just gonna say it, like the leading up to that boss fight was the hardest part of the game for me, and then Ganon was like, "Oh, I beat you in one try."
I died to Ganon once and then beat him on the second try because I did not realize that Zelda and Cadence share my health bar.
Yeah. You couldn't let him get beat up.
Yeah, so I was beating up enemies and they're just getting smacked by like one of the dark nuts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know why I'm losing health, and then I died. And then I figured it out and beat him the next time with like no issue.
But
good.
But I wonder how different everybody's like time and game overs and steps and everything would have been different had we all played the same seed.
Yeah.
In
like, do you think that actually
like being like when I first played the game and seen it was like seed based? I was like, oh, maybe we should share a seed. Then we'd like talk like we would have more of a thing. And I was like, oh, then that would make it fun. Because we would have different experiences and we'd be able to talk about things in like different orders.
Right.
Yeah, in hindsight, I think it kind of would have been neat just to be like, oh, like we all played the same seed, like, you know, I'd only died 20 times, or, you know, not that.
Yeah, then I would be like, you're a good gamer. Like, you doing this, it's like I had some crazy parts that just like I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
But yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about before we move into the next section?
I mean, we could address that we're not really doing reviews this time around since there's not really a fun way to get reviews. There's just actual like game company reviews and then a couple Reddit stuff.
Yeah, we typically do reviews. We do like good, bad, and funny. But we take it from Steam usually because it's like a gold mine for them. We're not going to do that this episode because this is a Nintendo game and you're just going to get your IGN stuff for the most part or whatever. So we're just going to skip that section. Towards the end of each episode, we go around and we find out if we would recommend the game and why or why not. So starting with Dan, would you recommend this game and why or why not?
I would recommend it just because I enjoyed it, even though I kind of got upset with playing it just because I would get like frustrated at some points, stuff like that. But I think overall it was pretty good. It was fun. It was different to me anyways, of doing the whole rhythm based combat, which I thought was kind of unique. I don't know if it's really that unique, but I'm gonna say it's unique.
It's pretty unique.
haven't seen it really done this way. I've seen it done before, but
Yeah.
What about you, Tonsa?
So I'm gonna give like an overall. I think for the price I paid for it, it's good. If you're really into Nintendo, you're probably either already have this or like if you're into Zelda, you probably like are super into it, or just want something that's more Zelda, even though it's not. But personally, no, I'm okay. I suck at keeping a beat. If you can't keep a beat, you probably will get frustrated. But that fixed beat mode maybe be like make it more of like just a normal game, or at least help in that aspect because like I struggled really hard with it. And also now I've owned Crypto the Necrodancer for a long time. I'm not playing that game. I'll just admire the art of it, and that'll be it. Because I struggled with this as an easier version of it. I don't think I'm gonna beat that game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lauren?
So, uh, so overall, no, I'm good.
Um, as a fan of the music of Zelda and games that are basically like this, besides the roguelike portion of it, I enjoyed it a lot. I did rush trying to get it done this morning, so that kind of took away a little bit of my experience because I was starting to panic that I'd have enough time. But I can say all the times that I was playing it, I enjoyed myself. So I'd say, yeah, if you're a Zelda fan, then I would give it a shot.
And for me, probably not. Um, I overall, it was just kind of frustrating. Like the rhythm portion of it wasn't so bad for me. It's the fact that like there's no direction to anything. Like you don't really get like any clues to like kind of where you're heading. And Dan pointed it out to me, which I didn't even know. If you talk to like the witches, they'll tell you where to go or what to do next. But
I,
how am I supposed to know that? Because
I
it doesn't
didn't
say anything.
I didn't find that out till the end.
I only
Like,
found out because Dan told me.
yeah.
So it was just it's frustrating because you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I didn't even know there was 4 champions until I stumbled across the first temple, and Octavio's like, "Oh, this is one of my 4 champions you need to defeat," and I'm like, I didn't even know there was 4 of them, like, because
I just
I try to go into these games completely blind as much as possible. So I want to play it as like a fresh perspective. I don't want to have like my opinion changed based on something I've read or seen if I can avoid it. And it was just so frustrating. But like I said, once I got those charms and was able to just be like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. These are the things on the map. It wasn't so bad. I love Zelda, but this is not the Zelda that I want. Um, but it's an experience. I mean, if you're willing to take a risk on it, it is a little bit on the pricier side. Something the most expensive game we've played on this podcast. Um, but I would say no for me. But I'm sure a lot of people can convince you otherwise. But I'm good. All right. Anything else about Cadence of Hyrule before we find out what we're playing in the month of June?
Good.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we've done it.
I think if you already like Zelda and this is your thing, you probably already know about this game. So let us know, what your thoughts would be on it. I
Yeah.
guess.
I'm always down to be convinced that I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, it's always subjective. Like, I think it's a good game for what it is. Like Zelda themed, Nintendo, like all that stuff being the selling point. It's a good game. It worked how it was supposed to. I never had an issue. I just sucked at it, and so because I'm bad at it, I don't like it.
I'll just throw out music A+. So I'll give the music a good rating on that. But all right, Tunza, you get the pick for the month of June. So how about you tell everyone what game we're playing and why you chose it?
Okay, I picked something, well, super different from all what we've played before. We're playing a visual novel this time. We're gonna play Paradise Killer, which is like a detective, like, who did it kind of. Your main like goal is like open world explore, try to find the evidence to prove like prove your case in a trial. The art style looks kind of cool and wacky, and just it's completely different from what we've done so far. So that's why I picked it.
I'm gonna be a professional Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, you play as Lady Love Dies. Is like the main character's name.
I wish you played as Burlock Domes.
Yeah.
No.
All right, see you guys next month.
Any thoughts on that, Dan, Lauren?
I can get down to some visual novels.
We'll see
On Game
how it
Pass.
goes.
So.
Lauren's good at
I don't know if it's
visual
like
novels.
Clue.
It says it's right around 12 hours, but then like yet again, it's a game that where you would choose your pacing. You know, if you read faster than somebody else, you're gonna be good. If like it's also like open world, so you discover clues. Like you might find something quicker than somebody else, so on and so forth.
Well, if you need
But it's completely different.
if you need any help, Tonsa, Lauren will help you read the game.
I can read just.
See, I was gonna make a joke about that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to be that guy.
Oh, the guy who can't read picks a visual novel, huh?
I was gonna say, so it'll probably take you longer than all of us. But, yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna speed run this shit. I'm not gonna read. You're gonna ask me a question. I'm gonna know nothing. I just start guessing.
He's just
I'm
looking
gonna
up
get
a
the bad
guide.
ending.
He's just gonna look up a guide where all the evidence are, so he can advance.
Well, like, so I really didn't look too much into this game because one, it's like a kind of like a choose your own adventure in a sense, like because you have to figure out and prove your case. So I didn't want to look up anything, but I'm sure there's good endings and bad endings, so we might have different endings
I hope
depending
so.
on like a thing. So hopefully no one gets like a first hour game over.
Oh, I'm running with that if that's what I get, because
You're gonna call it. You're gonna call it.
just see how bad I am at visual novels.
Then I'm gonna ask who can't read.
All right, great. I had a lot of fun talking about Cadence of Hyrule on NLGC, but before we go, we wanted to share where you can find us online.
First, we have a YouTube channel called Nerdlag where we'll be uploading some great content. So make sure to subscribe for the latest videos. We have a Facebook page at Nerdlag Game Club. Make sure to like the page so you can get the latest news about the podcast. You can also find us over on Twitter at Nerdlag, where we share some of the latest gaming news and stuff we find interesting. And lastly, we have a Discord at Nerdlag where you can talk to us in voice chat and join in some discussion about everything nerdy like video games, anime, movies, and chat with like-minded people. If you'd like to join, ask for an invite. We also want to thank everyone that tuned in for this episode. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you share it with your friends. And also follow us on Spotify. It really helps.
On to the final credits. At the end of each episode, we talk about gaming news or anything that we've been playing or just anything we want to talk about. Just for like 5-10 minutes at the end, just to close it out. So, does anyone have anything they want to talk about?
I don't know. I haven't really played anything. I'm gonna pick something though.
Yeah, I don't think I've really played anything.
The
I played
last
like Halo Infinite for like the event challenges, but that was about it. That's all I really played. Played a little bit of Valorant,
Yeah, we
kinda.
played, like a couple games the other night.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
I think I was talking to Lauren about this earlier, and she texted everyone about it, but I think I'm going to give that Ni no Kuni MMO a try.
Yeah, I'm down to give it a go.
Actually, I'm looking at that right now. Which is weird, Corey saying it MMO, but it's probably because it's Ni no Kuni.
I love Ni no Kuni. I love the universe. I love the way it looks.
But hates MMOs.
But yeah, so we'll see how this
Style
goes.
looks so good.
It does look good. I've seen somebody playing it.
Yeah.
Or like at least the ad to it.
Well, I read that it's a little clunky because it's the PC one still in like beta or whatever. Because they're doing cross-platform with mobile.
Oh god, that's weird.
Yeah, so
Oh my,
that's probably why it's so
dude!
funky.
If you look at like the button layout, it's phone layout, but with
You can
like
turn that
keyboard
off,
controls.
is
Oh,
what I
that's
read.
so
Yeah.
weird looking though.
No, I read you could turn that off, so you don't see it. You don't have to see it on the screen.
I was looking at that. I was like, oh, that is so weird. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna play on my phone or or my iPad.
No, yeah, I read
But
you could turn that
I
off.
think I'm gonna pick a game and just play something like weird, like for me, because the last like 2 weeks have been me trying to not force out, but like between work and watching One Piece, I've played games for the podcast, not really, or yeah, for the podcast.
Wow, watching One Piece. What a weeb.
You also were watching One Piece.
Yeah,
I
I'm
I
actually
know, that's
craving
the
it.
joke.
How? Oh wait, I was gonna be like, how far are you guys now? But I mean, we'd get in the
Yeah.
spoiler territory.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that here.
Well, come on, you guys
this-
don't want to get
this is an
ruined
anime
in
podcast.
700 something episodes.
Yes.
This is a gaming podcast.
I'm right there with you though, Tonsa. I want to play something for myself because I've been playing GameCube challenges for streaming and our podcast games. So I haven't really like just sat down and played something for me. I played like a couple matches of Halo with Dan, and God, I am so bad at that game.
That's weird. Did you like take turns?
Yeah, we were.
Or,
Yeah.
like, okay, I was like, there's no way you went upstairs and installed it.
No, I went out in his room and just sat there. And I was just watching him at first, and then he sat the controller down to move the hookah. And I was like, oh, I picked up the controller and I played the rest of this game out, and I did all right that game. And he like slid the hookah closer to me, so we were just passing the hookah and then passing the controller. I kind of felt like we were like teenagers again.
That's cool. That's probably a better experience overall, to be honest.
Yeah, some kid called me like trash or
Trash.
something, and I was like, I don't care. I got one kill. That's what I set out for.
It's so funny because like multiplayer games now, I just kind of like Valorant's fine because we typically meet nice people, or at least like
Dude, they're
somewhat
always so
friendly.
nice and chill. I love it.
Yeah, and we'll get the bad ones every once in a while. Like one of the last times we played, I got in, like a heated thing with some guys. But like typically, like when I play other things, I'm either always muted or like I mute everybody when I join because I would rather just have a relaxing experience of still trying to play, but not hearing somebody call me trash because I didn't do something the way they would like to do it.
Well, they like typed it out into like game chat. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It just made me laugh.
I mute that shit too. I'm so happy you can mute like when I play like Counter Strike, because I play alone. I have everything muted. There's no game there's game sound, but there's no game communications. Like so, I can't hear my team and I can't see what they write because it gets pretty spicy in there.
So this is kind of relevant to the whole One Piece thing. They released more like screenshots and gameplay or whatever of the One Piece Odyssey. So it's like the RPG version.
Oh yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that? I know that Lauren was a little disappointed that it's turn-based.
Yeah, I totally thought it was Dragon Quest the first time I seen it, and now it solidifies it more. It's Odyssey? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, One Piece Odyssey.
I
Lauren,
figured it was gonna be turn based just because of the way it was set up. Then you guys told me it wasn't, and I was like, "This looks like Dragon Quest."
Lauren, are you still gonna play it, or are you like having second thoughts now?
I'm still gonna try it. I mean, it looks like visually it looks really good. And I like that Oda had a part in writing the story, so I'm about it.
Yeah, I'm sure the story will be really good. I told you the other day, hopefully it does not get the fairy tale treatment because that fairy tale RPG was garbage. Because they just only modeled certain characters and then other people were like still frames.
I don't think you'll have that issue in this. I just don't know what it will, if it'll continue to be fun.
I'll enjoy it. I like turn-based RPGs.
Yeah, like I don't know like what the setup and stuff because I don't think it's gonna be canon, right? Did he say?
No, it's not gonna be canon, but I mean, he designed like new characters and monsters, and all
No,
that.
some stuff might lead into the show at some point. So I think it's cool. I didn't finish the last One Piece game, but like I would enjoy it more now, like just being that far. I was like probably just getting started in One Piece when that came out.
I liked World Seeker a lot, and I knew nothing about One Piece at that point in time.
Which I think it would be like neat to be like know what I know now, because like I'm getting there. I'm almost 800 episodes in.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm good. You guys
Yeah,
good?
Yeah.
me too. Well,
Yep, we're fantastic over
next
here.
time we might bring in some more us playing games for ourselves a little bit and have a bit more of a broad like spectrum of things played.
And I will tell you my experience with Ni no Kuni on the next episode.
Doubt it.
I will, because I'm gonna try it.
Right now.
All right. I think that was good to have that little extra time at the end of the episode. But it is now time for us to install the next game and get ready for the next episode. So thanks for listening, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Later.
Later.